Looking online for like help on like how to live this way because I come from a place where like I either lived in a house or in an apartment, never in an RV. And then I've been looking for videos, and they're like people who actually travel in their RVs. They don't just like stationarily live in their RV, and also they don't live in the country. So, first of all, this is the floor that we live in because the outside is directly dirt. And there is trash that just falls from where we would put it. And then obviously working on some habits. And then right now it's like really terrible because I'm like organizing some stuff. And so like you're bound to make it worse before it becomes better. So yeah, I have a huge mess. And so just wanted to show like what it can look like to live in RV. It's not always glamorous. I know most of the RVs out there are like super glamorous and that everything works well, and it's usually people who are like working from home and they have really good paying jobs. No, like I do work from home, but it's an okay job. It's, it's nothing glamorous. So we were thankful that we are being allowed to use this RV for the time being. So we just kind of have to make the best of it, right? And it is a really great situation because otherwise we would be literally camping, yeah, in the piece of land that we have. But obviously not the best. Summer would be terrible. We have a great working AC that we recently installed and such, and I have a microwave that works. Just the stove, we haven't really figured it out. We just moved here like a couple months ago, and we had to address other things for our dogs, and so it's literally like a mess. I don't know how I'm gonna fit my actual like other stuff here. I realized after moving here that I have a ton of clothes, and I really don't know if I need all of them. But in the time when I'm like, oh, I go out and then I feel like I don't have any clothes. So I'm trying to come to a middle ground. And after moving here, I'm like, I'll probably actually diversify my wardrobe, like the wardrobe that I actually use more. Like, not that I'm gonna buy stuff, but like I'm actually gonna use more of my wardrobe because I will actually experience winter here versus in California. Anyway, this is the small pile that like building for stuff that I actually don't want to wear anymore because it's inconvenient, and or it's just like time. Like I've never really liked it. I just kind of kept it because it's not like bad, but now I'm actually crunched for space, and so I'm trying to make the best of it. And so right now I'm focusing on, hey, I took a lot of like my like socks and undergarments that I had, and I've been organizing it, and then some stuff here for the kids, and obviously like this stuff needs to be like in another place, but reachable because it's gonna start getting cold soon, and they're gonna have to wear their sweaters soon. And also like we're working on, so it's like a lot of the storage stuff is temporary because, for example, these things, they're gonna end up hopefully in their little house, but we need to finish the walls so we can set up shelves for them. And the same thing with our food. We've been putting it here and like piling it up. It hasn't been that bad. It just looks worse right now because I have a mess. But obviously that steals from the very little space that we have. So it's just like a constant changing thing. And we do have like some space here. Like I could organize this a bit better, but then that means like I have to organize all of everything that's in there and such, So it's just a lot, and we have some space here and there, but I honestly haven't cleaned the inside so that we could put stuff in there, and also has to be stuff that we don't really use. Which I don't know at the moment what that is, because I don't have everything. Like mostly what I don't have and what I'm worried about is like some of the clothes that we still have at a family's place. So yeah, I'm thinking that probably over here we will put like blankets and such that we're not going to be using for like at least some like months. It's starting to chill out, but not enough to actually bring out the, you know, the thick blankets. And yeah, like it's starting to discover some issues, like this is a terrible thing, like this is driving me nuts, but then I have other stuff to address. And then like am I actually gonna use this printer here? I don't know. Am I gonna use it? I don't know. I might sell it. Then we did set up this TV. This TV wasn't here. Thankfully, it worked out because like there's nowhere to really like set it up, like standing up. So we attached it to the wall and trying to make the space work too. Like sometimes I like this is my literal workspace, and then this is his video gaming space. Sometimes it could get annoying because this is also like my dinner table sometimes. But I think I'm gonna have to just choose to eat outside, which is not a big deal. You know, it's fine. Now that it's not even hot out, it's perfect weather. So yeah, those are like the current struggles. Also, like this is great, like great storage, and I'm actually not using all of it, but mainly like it's kind of annoying that half of it is not being used. And of course, like I have to like dig through stuff because I'm like can't see it all. And it's kind of tall for me. So I'm like looking at some solutions for that. I thought I had found something earlier, but then that would require, you know, like those adjustable things. But that requires a little wall here, and that's like not there, non-existent. So maybe it'll have to be something that has adjustable rods like this way instead of this way. But we'll see. So that's like, there's always something to improve, especially in the first few months, and especially because we both have to work, and then other things keep coming up. And this is my pile of shoes that I'm not gonna wear anymore because my feet got wider because I've been using these boots, which are necessary, and even more so because there are snakes here. Not that many, but there are. I think we've only seen, what, 3? But anyway, yeah, so it's a struggle out here. Just wanted to share our experience. And honestly, I am thankful that a lot of like issues that most people report about like finding a place to like discard their wastewater or getting water. Okay, the water part is still an issue because we do have a well, but the water is not very great to drink, so we have to still come up with a filtering system, or as you saw, like buy bottled water, which is our solution right now. We've been trying to figure out a filtering system, but it's such a pain. I didn't think it was gonna be such a pain. So I feel like I was really lucky to have really clean water that you could just drink out of the tap, you know, basically for all of my life up until right now. But thankfully we can still buy clean water. Another thing is like the wastewater, right? Like, okay, so we can't, like, you do see a sink, but we don't use it because it's not connected to the sewage, because the sewage smell kind of comes up, and I'd rather not have that. And we thankfully, you know, just like don't have to move our RV, so we can establish like a sink outside, blah blah. But that comes with its own like challenges. Like then I have to like actually store the stuff here, like the dishes, but then actually like I can't just leave them out here because of bugs and such. And the smell, And so I have to bring them all the way outside, and it's dark and it's dusty all the time. Um, and then the issue with the water, like sometimes we don't have a hose like readily available to even clean the dishes, because the water is safe enough to clean the dishes with. It's just like it doesn't have any like living organisms, so at least it's not that terrible. But anyway, the bathroom, we also don't really use it the way that it's normally used, because it's not connected to the sewage, and it doesn't have flowing water through here. So this is like so much better organized now. I use that rod to like hang more stuff, like my dresses, because the little closet here is so small. And I have been using these things, so I'm like, you know, it's worth it to keep them. And as I said, like, I'm gonna keep thinking about how I can, like, if I'm not gonna be using this stuff within like a span of like all the seasons, then I'm just gonna have to toss it out, like give it away. I don't like to throw things in the trash, but like give it away. Then this is our like box of shoes. Obviously over here I tend to just use like 1 or 2 pairs, but we will see, as I said, and also as circumstances change. But I kind of organized this. This was like a huge mess. And so I just put like all the things that I am going to be using readily available. Like the sink, I'm not going to be using the sink, but like it kind of looks weird if I put stuff in there. This is just taking up space because, again, we're not using it, but, you know, don't want to move it. And the thing that I'm struggling with right now is like this. Obviously a ton of storage space, which is great. But, and I'm like, okay, for right now, like, that stuff is fine there. I'll move it to the space that I mentioned before. But then, like, what am I gonna do with this space? Like, this is not easily accessible because you have to bend. So, like, we need some shelves, or, like, what's gonna happen here? So a lot of unknowns. But, yeah, that's the struggle. As I said, I'm still really thankful because we have so many great things. It's just like not the experience that most people that I've seen most people with an RV post out there. And yeah, oh yeah, we were using the light from like the RV, like the wiring from the RV, but we started using external lights because I think there was something with the battery not working properly, and the AC wasn't working properly, even though they had fixed it, quote unquote. So we're like, we're just not gonna deal with it, because it's also not RV, and it's also very it's quite old, so we didn't want to make it worse. So like Nando installed these, and they are very bright, and then also he really likes that he can just, like, these are smart I guess plugs, outlets, I don't know how you call them, but he can control them through his phone. This is obviously very awkward, so we still have to think about like a solution, but right now it's like we can live with all of these inconveniences. At times, of course, I get really frustrated and I break down, but you know, when I end up figuring out a solution, it feels really great, and I still feel really thankful throughout the whole time. So yeah, if you guys have any suggestions on how to solve any of the things that I mentioned, that would be great. But yeah, this is what living in an RV could look like, especially at the beginning stages when you move your entire life to an RV. I do have a fridge. So this is a fridge. It's very new, and I don't want to take out the thingy because obviously it's outside, exposed to the elements. But yeah, very lucky because it is a full-size fridge. And then, of course, we can have our own laundry machines. These, oh my god, we got so lucky because we got them off Facebook. I think it was like $200 for both of them, and they work amazingly. Then we were having to take a shower outside. This is like our showering area previously, like since like maybe a few days ago, because then we got a shower. Like, this is not like ours, but we can borrow it. And yeah, we got a proper, really, really huge and very pretty shower now. Now we do have more of a proper, and even with a bidet, toilet. It used to be that we had to like grab water with a bucket. Then we moved on to using a hose, and then we moved on to actually like connecting the water. And so yeah, improvement, so much better. Obviously, we have a ton of space outside, and our kids can have all the space they want and all the shade they want. But of course, they choose to be in the nearest part towards us.